Dakota Dangerous Ditcheva, known by her fans as the Killer Diva, has become one of the most electrifying names in combat sports. A fighter who carved her name into the modern era of women's Muay Thai and MMA, Dakota is more than a competitor, she's a force of nature. She carries a streak of danger everywhere she goes, and her name echoes through every cage and ring she steps into. Born to fight, trained to dominate, Dakota rose through the ranks like a storm. Her journey is filled with grit, glory, and unbreakable willpower. When she steps into that cage, everyone knows one thing: someone is going to get hurt. Dakota's record speaks louder than any words. 10 consecutive wins in Muay Thai, each one leaving the audience breathless. She is a mixed martial artist with a flawless streak of knockouts and a reputation for pure precision. By the time she reached the PFL in 2024, Dakota had already built herself into a powerhouse, a woman who doesn't just win, she dismantles opponents. She became the 2024 PFL Women's Flyweight Champion and, to this day, remains undefeated by knockout. Her confidence when she enters the cage is unmatched. Every step, every strike, every stare from her piercing eyes tells the story of dominance. She knows no fear. She knows only victory. But long before she conquered MMA, Dakota was terrorizing the Muay Thai scene. In that world, she was pure aggression wrapped in elegance. Her movements flowed like rhythm, her knees struck like hammers, and her timing was a weapon all its own. For those who witnessed that version of Dakota, they saw the raw foundation of the champion she would become. One of her earliest wars came against Hannah Brady on March 10, 2018. At the time, Dakota held 10 victories and only 1 loss in Muay Thai, while Brady stood across from her with 9 wins and 2 losses, a seasoned fighter in her own right. The stage was set, and everyone expected a brutal contest between 2 warriors. But what unfolded was something no one saw coming. From the opening bell, Dakota set the pace. She pushed forward like a storm, keeping Brady under relentless pressure. Her long legs lashed out with knees that struck deep into Brady's ribs. Every time Brady tried to breathe, Dakota's knee found its target again. You could see the pain ripple through Brady's body. The first round was pure dominance from Dakota, her control absolute as Brady struggled to survive. No one knew what the second round would bring, but all could see the fire in Dakota's eyes. Round 2, however, surprised everyone. Brady fought back with heart, adjusting her defense, finding her rhythm, and showing why she was respected in the division. She began landing cleaner shots, controlling the exchanges, and forcing Dakota into deeper waters. It became a battle of endurance and will. But even as Brady gained ground, Dakota's composure never cracked. Muay Thai is unpredictable. One perfect strike can change everything, and Dakota knew that better than anyone. By round 3, fatigue began to creep in. Both fighters looked worn, bruised, and desperate for an opening. Each knee, each clinch, each elbow felt heavier. The crowd roared as they battled in close quarters. Then round 4 arrived, and the tension peaked. Dakota pressed forward again, her determination unshaken. She attacked with the precision of a predator, pushing Brady against the ropes, looking for the finish. But Brady refused to crumble. The two fought tooth and nail through the 4th and 5th rounds, leaving every ounce of energy in the ring. When the final bell rang, the decision came as a draw, a split verdict that proved how evenly matched their war had been. Brady had survived, but Dakota had once again shown why she was one of the most dangerous strikers on the planet. After Brady, another name would step forward: Shauna Bannon, the Woman of Steel from Ireland. On February 20, 2020, Dakota faced Bannon in what many called a clash of the next generation. Shauna came with a stellar amateur record, known for her resilience and technical prowess. But in the cage that night, she was about to face a storm she couldn't prepare for. From the start, both women went after each other's legs, trading brutal kicks that echoed through the arena. Shauna, known for her relentless pressure, tried to force Dakota against the cage. For a brief moment, it seemed like the Irish fighter had found her rhythm. But Dakota's Muay Thai background gave her a deadly answer: knees. With every clinch, she fired those devastating knees to Shauna's midsection, breaking her rhythm, taking the wind out of her sails. The first round ended with Dakota landing most of the meaningful strikes, though Shauna's pressure had kept her honest. In round 2, the tempo increased. Shauna pressed forward again, attacking Dakota's legs and body, trying to tire her out. Dakota, breathing heavier, still fired back with precision. Every knee to the body and every push kick to the face reminded Shauna why Dakota was called the Dangerous Diva. When Shauna finally dragged Dakota into a clinch, she thought she could smother her. Instead, Dakota trapped Shauna's right arm, pinned it behind her back, and unleashed a flurry of punishing strikes to her face. The crowd erupted. It was a masterclass in close-quarters control. Shauna tried to survive, but Dakota's pressure didn't relent. The cage became a prison. Shauna's only relief came when the bell ended the round. She stumbled back to her corner, battered and gasping for air. The third round started, and Dakota immediately resumed her attack. She used her head pressure, something few fighters use so effectively, to control the clinch and land knees that echoed off the cage walls. Round after round, Dakota pounded her opponent, draining every ounce of resistance left in her. By the fifth and final round, Shauna was in survival mode. Dakota's knees, like pistons, kept firing until the end. When the final horn sounded, there was no doubt. Dakota had dominated. She won by decision, proving once again why she was a fighter built from iron. Before that iconic battle, however, Dakota had faced another fierce opponent, Levi Steedman. Their clash on May 25, 2019, during the All Might Championship event, became one of the defining moments in Dakota's rise. Levi, known for her boxing, was quick and agile, a compact fighter who relied on sharp movement. Dakota, taller and longer, used her reach to perfection. From the first bell, she attacked with a barrage of long-range kicks and knees that forced Levi to defend constantly. Levi tried to counter with quick punches, looking for a way inside Dakota's guard, but the British Muay Thai prodigy smothered her with constant pressure. Once Dakota cornered her, she unleashed a series of vicious knees, more than 20 in a single sequence. Levi's body bent under the impact. The crowd could feel every strike reverberate through the arena. Still, Levi refused to fall. She fought back, showing incredible heart, trying to catch Dakota's knees and turn them into takedowns. Midway through the first round, she managed to bring Dakota down, briefly holding her in a triangle attempt. But Dakota's strength was unreal. She broke free effortlessly and ended the round on top. The second round began with the same rhythm, Dakota pushing forward, Levi searching for openings. Then came the moment that stunned everyone. Levi, timing a knee perfectly, ducked under and lifted Dakota into the air, slamming her onto the mat. The crowd roared. For a moment, it seemed like Levi might turn the tide. But as soon as Dakota's back hit the ground, she twisted, escaped, and returned the favor with a storm of knees and punches. Her pace was relentless. By the third round, Levi was hanging on, her energy fading. Dakota continued her assault, and when the final bell rang, the judges gave Dakota a split-decision victory, her power and control undeniable. Both women left battered, but only one walked away with her streak intact. Next came Leonara Sylvia on May 29, 2019. Some expected a drawn-out technical war, but what unfolded was lightning quick. From the opening second, Dakota exploded forward, cutting off the cage and trapping Leonara before she could even settle into her rhythm. Her attacks came in waves, knees, elbows, short punches. Leonara tried to defend, lifting her leg to block Dakota's knees, but the diva's pressure was overwhelming. She suffocated her opponent, giving her no time to breathe or counter. Midway through the first round, Dakota went for a submission, locking Leonara in a tight triangle choke attempt. The crowd leaned forward, sensing the end. But Leonara refused to tap, forcing Dakota to adjust. When the round ended, Both fighters were breathing heavily, the tension electric. Then came the second round, and the end arrived in a flash. Dakota landed a clean punch that rattled Leonara, followed by a knee so sharp and fast that it left her opponent crumbling to the canvas. The referee rushed in. Just like that, within seconds, Dakota secured another knockout victory. She walked away calm and counter, midway composed, almost as if she had planned every detail of the destruction. If that fight was quick, her bout with Jenny Line was even faster. Jenny, a professional MMA fighter with 9 amateur fights, entered the cage looking to redeem her struggling career. Unfortunately for her, she was stepping into the storm. From the moment the bell rang, Dakota toyed with her like a predator playing with prey. Using her legs as weapons, she controlled the distance, snapping kicks to the head and body. One of those kicks wobbled Jenny instantly. Dakota smiled, switching stance with ease, firing off a spinning elbow that sliced through the air. Jenny's nose began to bleed, her eyes blinking rapidly as she tried to reset. But Dakota wasn't done. She unleashed a barrage of elbows and knees that had the crowd gasping. In less than a round, Dakota ended it, a masterclass in striking. The referee stepped in, waving it off as Jenny stumbled backward. Another victory. Another victim. Another reminder that Dakota Ditcheva was on a different level. Over the years, Dakota's legend grew. Every fight carried her aura, controlled aggression mixed with artistry. She was disciplined yet feral, calm yet brutal. Her fights weren't just contests, they were statements. Each time she entered the ring, the crowd knew they were about to witness something extraordinary. Analysts often talk about Dakota's technical foundation. Her Muay Thai background gave her balance, rhythm, and devastating clinch control. But what truly separates her from others is her composure under fire. No matter how chaotic the fight becomes, Dakota remains calm. Her eyes never leave her opponent. Every move seems deliberate, every attack calculated. It's not just her power, it's her timing and her ability to read opponents like open books. Her gym has been the crucible of her evolution. Training alongside elite names like Muhammad Mokaf and other world-class athletes, Dakota's MMA game evolved rapidly. She developed a strong grappling base, built relentless cardio, and learned to integrate her striking into takedown defense seamlessly. The result? A complete fighter who can dominate in any position. By the time she entered the Professional Fighters League, Dakota was already a phenomenon. The promotion marketed her as the next big thing, but she proved she was more than hype. In every appearance, she delivered ferocity and precision. Fans quickly realized they weren't just watching another fighter, they were watching the embodiment of dominance. Her rise culminated in the 2024 PFL Women's Flyweight Championship, where she captured the belt and solidified her place at the top of the division. What makes Dakota so captivating is the mix of humility and menace. Outside the cage, she's composed, analytical, and often smiling during interviews. But once the bell rings, she transforms into something else entirely, a warrior fueled by instinct and rage. Opponents speak of her intensity, how her presence alone feels suffocating. When she stares across the cage, it's as if she's already mapped out every second of what's about to happen. Her fights have become must-watch events. Commentators describe her bouts with awe, marveling at her balance and fluid transitions. Fans chant her name, waiting for the moment she lands one of those signature knees that end fights in an instant. Every victory adds to the myth of Dakota Dangerous Diva, the woman who never breaks, never falters, never falls. In the modern landscape of women's MMA, Dakota represents a new archetype. She blends the traditional art of Muay Thai with the tactical demands of mixed martial arts, creating a style that's as efficient as it is beautiful to watch. Her ability to adapt mid-fight, switching from striking to grappling, from attack to defense, is what makes her nearly impossible to defeat. No one has ever managed to knock her out, and few have even come close. The stories of her battles, against Brady, Bannon, Steedman, Sylvia, and Line, are more than records on paper. They're chapters in a saga of resilience. Each opponent brought something unique, but all met the same fate. Whether it was through calculated precision or sheer willpower, Dakota always found a way to win. Her journey isn't just about physical dominance. It's about evolution, learning, and mental toughness. As her fame continues to soar, whispers circulate about future showdowns, perhaps even cross-promotion clashes with stars from Bellator or the UFC. Fans speculate who could possibly stand toe-to-toe with her. Some claim there's a woman in Bellator who thinks she's unbeatable. Dakota's response? A smirk and a challenge. Let's find out. For Dakota, every fight is personal. She trains with the intensity of someone who never wants to taste defeat again. Her team describes her work ethic as relentless. She's the first to arrive and the last to leave. Her sparring sessions are brutal, her conditioning legendary. There's no secret to her success, just endless repetition and a refusal to quit. In the eyes of her fans, Dakota embodies something rare, controlled chaos. She brings the elegance of Muay Thai to the unforgiving world of MMA and makes it look effortless. Her knees, her clinch, her composure, they're not just techniques, they're her signature. Every victory feels inevitable, every performance a reminder that she's rewriting the story of what it means to be dominant in women's combat sports. From the dusty gyms of her early Muay Thai days to the bright lights of international MMA arenas, Dakota Ditcheva has walked a path paved with discipline and destruction. Every strike she throws carries years of experience, every win another chapter in a legacy still unfolding. And with 15 matches and 15 wins to her name, her reign shows no signs of slowing down. When the bell rings and Dakota steps forward, the crowd holds its breath. Her opponents know they are about to endure something unforgettable, a lesson in precision, power, and heart. And as the referee raises her hand in victory once more, the world is reminded why Dakota Dangerous Diva stands alone, undefeated, untouchable, and unstoppable.